So let's see, I have Foursquare, of course. I use Pulse for news. I have sound tracking. I have Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp for messaging.
The #1 application I use is Twitter. I do use Foursquare. I'm addicted to Words with Friends.
That's a great question in terms of what's on your front screen. On all my phones, obviously Google takes a high space. Kindle always gets a front spot.
I think Instagram is probably my favorite app. I use Twitter quite a bit. There's 50 things any given time that are loaded up on my phone, and 40 of them I never use.
Like a lot of geeks, I've been an appaholic. I'll confess that. I probably own 700-800 apps. I don't know. But what's more interesting is how many apps do you actually use on any given point? I actually did a survey of that. It's still less than a dozen, with very modest changes.
Everybody thinks that the future is about mobile apps, mobile apps, mobile apps. I'm not so convinced. I believe that the future is going to be much more about some version of HTML5. And what I've seen lately, some of the smarter mobile app developers doing is they're building either in pure HTML5 or even in JavaScript. And what they're doing is a lightweight wrapper around the product that allows them to submit it as an app in an app store.
As we see sort of a much broader adoption of HTML5, what is this sort of appification of the world? What that means that certainly you have to think about the world as just a limited UI or UX, so that if they access you through that device, they just get a fantastic experience.
I want my phone to just come with one button, and I want that one button to be my entry to the web. I know where I want to go, and the experience that I get when I go to the websites that I trust are in an app-like format.
So the arguments that people have for apps are that it takes better advantage of the native phone. But I would argue that over time, browsing capabilities are going to get better, and a lot of that's going to be encapsulated in the open browsing technologies.
The current app mania, I think, is reminiscent of the early 90s when the internet was first out there, especially as apps become mobile sites that are going to be HTML5 enabled and so on. We're just going back to the future in many ways.